Good morning and good evening. Welcome to the meditation session titled I Am Awareness. No matter how important I think awareness is, it is far more important than that. And the more and more I can work towards cultivating more mindfulness, more awareness, the better it would be for me, especially if I am on the road, the way, the path of sadhana, of being the best version, the more and more and more progressive version of me requires awareness. So in gathering ourselves with the beautiful chant that we were listening to, Anandmai, Chetanmai, Satyamai Parme, written by Sri Aurobindo for the mother. So in this mantra given by Sri Aurobindo, he's saying that she is the delight, she is the consciousness, she is the truth, and she is the supreme. Anandamai, Chaitanyamai, Satyamai, Parme. So invoking more delight, more consciousness, more and more truth in our lives. While I pay attention to my breath with this mantra given by Sri Aurobindo. We often talk about the aim of life. We often say that we have to ask and it shall be given. So when I, on a daily, on a moment to moment basis, or even occasionally, when I invite the grace, when I invite the delight, when I request, invoke the consciousness, rise in consciousness, the truth in me, it comes. But I have to ask for it. Now we'll hear a small talk by Pema Chodron on meditation, so it might help us in relating with meditation more and more.
Reason, which was to remove suffering. This is a particularly appealing reason to most people. And said the practice of meditation and the Dharma altogether remove not only suffering, but the root of suffering or the cause of suffering. So this is to say not just the outer manifestations of suffering. In fact, it does not remove what we normally call pain, but it does remove suffering. So this is to say at the outer level of things like stress and reactivity. Dharma works very much with beginning for reactivity to settle down and begin to dissolve more and more and more, emotional reactivity. And the sense of tension and stress that's associated with so many people's lives, this also is directly addressed by meditation and by the Dharma. These are considered to be like what you could call fringe benefits or something like this. The real profundity is that meditation and the Dharma addresses the very root of suffering. So there's many ways to teach the root of suffering, but I gave the definition of ignorance because that's very easy to understand, that with meditation we are addressing the quality of not knowing. So this is just at the most basic everyday life, of not being aware, of not understanding what it is that we're doing, of having very little consciousness of what it is we're doing, from the smallest details such as not aware that we're drinking a glass of water or spacing out when we brush our teeth, this kind of lack of awareness or ignorance. But also ignorance, the more profound level of ignorance, of not understanding that what we're doing is creating our own suffering. That not understanding that the way that we work with our minds, the way that we continually strengthen strong emotional reactivity and discursive thought, and that this leads to suffering. So meditation definitely works very, very directly with beginning to see what we're doing and beginning to be able to realize that we have a choice in any moment to either escalate our suffering or begin to have it diminish, which is to say, in any given moment, whether on the meditation cushion or in post-meditation, when we begin to perceive more and more clearly, because of our meditation practice, that we are hooked, or that we're beginning on a line of discursive thought which is disastrous in terms of strengthening habitual patterns of suffering. We begin to see this more and more clearly, and we begin to realize that we do not have to strengthen these habitual patterns, that we could do something different.
Yeah, we'll stop here. So she spoke about how we are not here, how we space out when we are doing our activities of daily living, how we are not present in the present, and thus we remain ignorant to our lives, our triggers, our impulses, and why we are doing what we are doing. And that causes us a lot of suffering. So she said meditation cannot probably target the pain, but pain is normally not the problem. Suffering is optional, and it helps us go beyond suffering with more awareness when ignorance is attacked, is removed, is reduced in our lives. So, for those of us who are looking still for reasons to meditate, to practice mindfulness, another reason is that it removes or reduces our ignorance to ourselves. When I'm aware of my movements, my actions, my thoughts, my feelings, my triggers, my patterns, my habits, which I'm often blind to, I live fuller. I live more wisely, and my life then has less suffering. So I thought that today we will meditate or concentrate on sonnet of Sri Aurobindo. It's called Surrender. So I'll just share that. I'm sorry. Yeah. I'll play it. So it's like from a poem, Surrender, sonnet actually. And they say some lines from the sonnet, and then it has a space of 4 to 5 minutes in which we can concentrate on what we heard, and we'll do this with focus, with mindfulness. And after 2 minutes or something, I will repeat the lines, because a lot of times our mind goes astray, our thoughts take us somewhere else. But we have to try as much as possible to be there with the words, with my breath. And if I want to focus on a specific chakra, specific part of the body, top of the head, above the head, in between my eyebrows, the tip of my nose, the heart chakra, the throat chakra, if I have something that I want to experiment with or resonate with, I can do that while I listen to the sonnet Surrender, written by Sri Aurobindo. Yeah, Ritu, do you have any questions?
No.
Okay, sorry, I saw you unmuted. I thought maybe. Okay, so I'll share and we'll begin.
O thou of whom I am the instrument, O secret spirit and nature housed in me, let all my mortal being now be blent in thy still glory of divinity.
O thou of whom I am the instrument. O secret spirit and nature housed in me, let all my mortal being now be blent in thy still glory of divinity. Coming back to our breath, if we go somewhere but here.
have given my mind to be thy channel mind. I have offered up my will to be thy will. Let nothing of myself be left behind. In our union mystic and unutterable.
I have given my mind to be dug, thy channel mind. I have offered up my will to be thy will. Let nothing of myself be left behind. In our union, mystic and unutterable. Staying with these lines or any line that I resonate with and with our breath as much as possible, not following the forests of thought.
My heart shall throb with the world beats of thy love. My body become thy engine for earth use. In my nerves and veins thy rapturous stream shall move. My thoughts shall be hounds of light for thy power to lose.
My heart shall throb with the world beats of thy love. My body become thy engine for earth use. In my nerves and veins thy rapture streams shall move. My thoughts shall be hounds of light for thy power to lose.
Keep only my soul to adore eternally, and meet thee in each form of soul of thee.
Just last two lines were read right now. Keep only my soul to adore eternally, and meet thee in each form and soul of thee. So that was a sonnet from Sri Aurobindo with the title Surrender. So just reading it, the whole sonnet one last time. O thou of whom I am the instrument, O secret spirit and nature housed in me, let all my mortal being now be blent in thy still glory of divinity. I have given my mind to be dug thy channel mind. I have offered up my will to be thy will. Let nothing of myself be left behind in our union, mystic and unutterable. My heart shall throb with the world beats of thy love. My body become thy engine for earth's use. In my nerves and veins thy rapture streams shall move. My thoughts shall be hounds of light for thy power to lose. Keep only my soul to adore eternally, and meet thee in each form and soul of thee. So with these beautiful words from the sonnet, Surrender, we shall end this session today. Surrender is not a point, as we have often discussed. It's just like perfection. It can never be a point which is perfect. Everything and anything can be more and more and more perfected, and so can be, and so must be my surrender. I must begin if I haven't started. I must run if I'm walking. I must stand up if I'm sitting, and on and on. So maybe all be shown more and more light, more and more guidance to walk the path, to become light, and to surrender ourselves fully without holding on to anything. So, sharing the merit, if any, of all the practices, the sadhana, the knowledge that I may have, and praying for the well being, peace of everybody on earth, all sentient beings. May all beings be free, happy, joyous, and content. I pray. Thank you.